everybody! So today I'm going to be showing you guys my daily makeup routine. First thing, I would like to apologize for the setup. I did try and make it a little festive with my October themed candle and pumpkin, of course. And yes, I am sitting on the ground and this is in my messy kitchen, but I am working on this. Hopefully it is better by the next video. I'm gonna be able to show you guys everything that I'm gonna be putting on my face, on my eyes, whatever makeup that I use. The only problem is I'm going to have to use my mirror here, so unfortunately you're not gonna have the best view of me actually applying the makeup. I apologize. I can't do anything cool or fancy and get it really zoomed in just because of this particular setup. But if you guys have any questions about anything that I did specifically, make sure you comment and I will definitely be responding to comments if any of this stuff was unclear or you just didn't get a good view of what I was doing. I can more thoroughly explain it to you guys. To make this a little easier, I'm gonna put out everything on the table. This is my little makeup bag that I carry around my essentials in. That way I can just grab it and go whenever I need my everyday makeup items. So I will take things out of the bag so you guys can see them more clearly. All right, so now we're ready to begin. I'm gonna take my glasses off. So the first thing I do when I'm applying my makeup is I actually start with this green tube here. This is by Origins. It's a skincare brand, but they also make CC and BB creams, which have to do with skincare, but they have a certain tint to them that I just consider it as part of my makeup process. So this is the CC cream by Origins. It's the light to medium, and I start by applying just a tiny amount, probably this much is all I'm gonna need, and I'm gonna put this all over my face. Once I put dots all over my face with this, I have a little sponge that I just use to blend it all together. Alright, so next is going to be this Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. And if you guys don't know what this is one of my absolute favorite things. I love this so much. It feels awesome when you put it on your face. This is what I prime my face with before I go ahead and apply my foundation. So again, I don't need that much. I'm gonna take about the same amount of this as I did for the Origins. So just a little drop on my finger. This goes a long way, so you don't have to use much more than that. Next, I'm going to be applying my foundation and my Illuminator. The foundation that I'm currently using is the Mercier oil-free foundation in Bamboo Beige. I'm currently using this oil-free foundation because this is my summer color. Once I start to lose my summer tan and my summer glow, I will be getting a different foundation because I tend to lose a lot of color in my face very quickly, and this shade will no longer work for me. I choose the oil-free foundation because in the summer it feels nicer on my skin if I'm sweaty or anything like that. So all I'm gonna do is again apply pretty much the same amount on my finger. I do everything on my finger and then I put dots all over my face. Next step that I do is this NARS Orgasm Illuminator. Yes, that is the name of this. This is one of my favorite products as well. This is just gonna help to brighten up my overall face without using a highlighter. It'll make it a little bit shimmery. You don't have to use this with your foundation. As you can see, I'm still talking without my foundation mixed in because I actually put a tiny drop of this next to each of the places that I put my foundation and a little bit more on areas that I really wanna pop. To rub this in, I use a different sponge rather than using the same one that I use for my Origins, which is right here. To apply this, I tend to go in circles to make sure that I get it applied evenly all across my face and to make the illuminator and the foundation blend really nicely. before I apply my bronzer, I don't tend to put this on right after I put on my foundation, only because this tends to feel a little sticky after I put it on. Not in a bad way, just when I go straight to putting my bronzer directly on over it, it can get a little clumpy in certain areas that I don't want as intense of a shade, if you know what I mean. I put that aside for now. All the makeup that you see here, you can find at Sephora. That is my favorite place to shop for makeup. I get everything from there. While I'm waiting for my foundation to completely dry, I'm going to move on to my concealer. This is amazing. Can't say that enough. This is probably, if I had to pick one thing here that I couldn't live without, it is this YSL concealer. It's number 3. I believe they're numbered 1 through 4, if I remember correctly. And if you're looking for this, you can only get this online right now. They don't carry this in stores anymore. Freaked me out because I went to the store to get another one and then they told me they didn't have it and I panicked, and then they said that they had it online. So all this is it looks like a lipstick basically. This one is the light to medium again, I believe. All I'm gonna do with this is go directly under my eyes and apply a line right across, and then I do a little bit on the sides. Seriously recommend this. If any of you guys are looking for a concealer, definitely try this. It is a little expensive, but it lasts me forever. I think I've only had to buy 3 of these maybe, and I've been using this for the last 2 years. This will last a really, really long time because that's literally all you need. What I just did is one line underneath. I do still keep this out. I don't put this away directly after I put on the first coat, only because sometimes after I finish my makeup, I like to apply just a little bit more, because some days, more than others, I'll have a little bit more darkness under my eyes, and I don't like that. So for those of you who don't know how you're supposed to rub in your concealer if you're not using a sponge or a brush, you're supposed to use your ring fingers actually. Your ring finger actually has the softest pad of all your fingers, and the area under your eye is the softest tissue on your body, I believe she told me. Maybe not. Don't quote me on that, maybe just on your face. Take your ring finger and you just ever so slightly, with just a little pressure, just rub it in. Try and get into the habit of using your ring finger. That's really important. My skin definitely does feel dry enough now, so I could put on my bronzer, but I tend to usually skip right to my eyes. A lot of you guys were commenting on my other videos saying that you like my makeup, which I totally appreciate that. My look is always very natural. I never really do anything very different from that. On occasions I do, and that's when it's fun because I never really play with my makeup that much until I'm going out or I have something that I just want to try that's kind of a current trend, because I do definitely do that, and I will make videos on that also. My go-to palette that I pretty much use on the daily is my Naked palette. This is the original Urban Decay Naked palette. Before I start my eye, I use this primer potion. It's the long-lasting eyeshadow base primer. I have the whole container of it, and I also have this little one here that I just like because it's got a little brush on it, so I just use that. So when I'm applying this, I apply it all over my eyelid, and I completely cover the area. You don't have to do that if you're not going to put shadow completely all over your eye, but I tend to add a little shimmer up top, so I want to just make sure that I have primer for the entire area. The Sin color is my first color that I use. I have to use it in this little separate one because I ran out of it in my main palette. So I just apply the color to both sides of my brush, and then before you apply your eyeshadow base, you should always tap it because it gets rid of all the loose little bits of the eyeshadow. So when you go to apply it on your eye, it doesn't go all over your eye and make a mess. That's not good. This color Sin that I'm starting with is more of a rosy kind of pink, but it's very faint. This one I do like to start with because it's very subtle and it's got a great shimmer to it. This I'll apply completely over my lid, so it'll go all over the area that I just primed. So after I'm done applying the Sin color, this color that I'm going to choose next is one of the center colors. Here it's this very gold color. It's called Half Baked. So I'm only going to apply this on my lid. I'm not going to go crazy. I love applying the gold on top of the Sin because the Sin color really makes the Half Baked really pretty by kind of toning it down a little bit, because it's a little shocking when you first look at it. You may not want to use it, but it's really, really pretty. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm switched to a different brush. This is a domed crease brush. This one, unfortunately, they don't sell at Sephora anymore. I've had this one a long time, or else I would tell you the number. They have a ton of these, and if you go into the store and you ask somebody for something like this, they'll definitely be able to help you out. So what I'm gonna do next is I take this toasted color on the end here. This color is a little bit of a combination of kind of pink, kind of purple. It blends nicely with the colors that I chose and with the browns that I'm gonna choose after this one. So what I'm gonna do is just apply toasted in my crease. So I'm gonna go back and forth, starting in the side corner of my eye and then going towards the center. Adding a great crease color is a great way to add a little bit more dimension to your eyes. I love the color toasted because it makes it very subtle. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is go back to this brush, and this is where I tend to kind of mix it up. Depending on what I'm feeling, I tend to use the smog color, but I don't want to use that much of it. It's located right next to the half-baked, this brown right here. All I'm gonna do is apply a little bit under where I made the crease with the toasted. And again, I like to keep it very natural, so I'm not gonna be using a lot of the shade, so I tend to knock a lot off, and then I'm gonna just go back and forth. The next thing that I'm gonna do is I don't tend to use eyeliner when I'm doing a very natural look because that doesn't look very natural. So the color that I'm gonna apply next is this brown that's right next to the smog. It's called Dark Horse, and I'm still gonna actually use this brush because you can use a liner brush if you want to. That'll make a more precise line, but I like how this is very uneven and it kind of makes it a little bit smoky and not as defined. Not too smoky so that it's super noticeable, but a little bit so it adds that pop. So all I'm gonna do with this brush is dab it so the straight part of the brush gets just a little bit of the powder. And then I'm gonna push my lid down and get it as close as I can to my top eyelashes. That's all that I use. I just applied a little bit on top so it just kind of popped a little bit more. The next thing that I'm gonna do is I skip right back to my bronzer. The bronzer that I'm using is by Too Faced. It's called Sun Bunny. And again, I won't really use this as much in the winter because I'll start to lose my color, but right now it gives me an awesome glow that I really love. The brush that I use for this is a Sephora Pro brush. I like to get the Pro because they come with these awesome little cases that cover the top to keep it protected. This one is the Pro Flawless Bronzer number 46. So all I'm gonna do is kind of roll it in circles. I'm gonna tap it again just to get any extra powder off, and I'm gonna just go in circles all around my face and just kind of apply it as I need more in certain areas. I do continue it a little bit down onto my neck, only because I don't want the color so dramatic changing from my neck color to my face. After I'm done with my bronzer, I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of blush, nothing too dramatic, again sticking to that natural kind of theme that I've got going on usually every day. This blush that I use is by Benefit. It's called Dandelion, and I love it. It's a very light pink, so you can really just play around with it. When you put on your first layer, it's not just gonna come out so dramatic that now you have to take some of it off and figure out what you wanna do. You can just keep applying it and based on how much that you want it to show. So it comes with this cute little brush, which mine is pretty much on its last leg. I'm gonna need to get a new one of these soon. I'm gonna tap it again, and I know it's gonna look a little funny. The best thing to do to highlight where you want it is to smile when you apply it, because it's gonna highlight that cheekbone and show you exactly where you want to put your blush. So again, nothing too dramatic. Next thing that I'm gonna do is apply a highlighter. This is actually by Perricone MD. It's so awesome. I love this line because it makes makeup things that aren't technically makeup, if that makes any sense. This is called the No Highlighter highlighter. I'm not gonna highlight and contour, but all I'm gonna do, just because I wanna keep it very natural, is pick the points on my face that I really wanna emphasize. So I'll tend to do a little bit above my eyebrows, and I'll do 3 little dots. Sometimes a little bit on the side. And then all I'm gonna do, take my fingers and just rub them in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and skip right to my brows. For my brows, I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz. The color that I use is caramel, and I can really define my eyebrows with this if I want to, but I tend to just fill them in a little bit. And then what's awesome about these Brow Wiz pencils is they have a little brush on the back, and you can kind of create the shape that you want to with them. I don't really do all that much with mine. The next thing I'm gonna do with my brows is I have these 2 pencils by Benefit. The brown one that has more of a brownish glow to it is called Highbrow Glow, and this one just Highbrow. This one I put on top of my brow, so I kind of give it a little bit of an arch just to kind of define it a little more, very naturally, nothing too noticeable. And then I'm gonna rub it in again. For this one's got an awesome brown glow to it. Again, I love my browns. They're super natural and really pretty. So what I do with this is I'm just gonna put it underneath my eyebrow, pull it along where I think that it needs more. I only tend to do the outer corners because I think I don't need to do my entire eyebrow. I'm not looking for it to be that defined. Finally, to finish my look, I use the Makeup Forever HD powder. This is a setting powder. This is amazing. This has won awards by Allure like 2 years in a row, I believe. I decided to give it a try and it's really awesome. It's got a great finishing feeling when you have all your makeup on. So I just dab a little bit of it and then I'm gonna rub it all over my face. It's not very noticeable, but it feels better. Once it's on your face, it just tends to feel like it keeps it all together. So the final two things that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my concealer. Like I said, again, I tend to leave this out and I tend to go back and apply just a little bit more where I notice that I need it. I don't really see where I really have the darkness until I put my bronzer on, and it'll show me where I need a little bit more. So I'll just put a little bit extra on. And then for my last step, I tend to use an eyelash curler just to give my eyelashes a little bit more lift. All I'm gonna do or clamp down on my eyelashes just a little bit. The mascara that I'm obsessing about right now is actually, this is a tester. It doesn't even say the name of it. It just says it's by Marc Jacobs and it's 30 Blackour is the name. So I'm gonna have to find out what this is and I'll definitely let you guys know. This I love. I got this in a sample bag. What I love about this is you don't have to apply nearly as much as some mascaras really need you to. And that's it. All I did was put a couple coats on and that's really all I need. I'm gonna move my table now and come a little closer to you guys. So here's my face. That's it. It's very natural. Here, I'll take my hair down. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm sorry again about the camera angle. I know I could have done something a lot better if it was up closer and you guys could actually really see what I was doing. But again, if you guys have any questions, please just comment and let me know. I'll be looking through the comments to see if you guys had any questions specifically about what I used or how to do something in particular. So if you have any questions like that, please feel free to comment. Also, please let me know anything that you think I could improve upon besides the obvious setup. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Also, I saw some comments from guys in particular that asked what could I do for them on my channel. So leave me some comments, guys. I'm so happy that you guys want to watch. I really wasn't expecting that much of a male audience. So just let me know some things that you guys want to see. I'm sure you guys don't get as excited when watching makeup videos. Again, if you do, then that's totally awesome. I'm loving it. So thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you have not, please subscribe for more, and again, give me any recommendations that you guys want to see. I hope you guys liked my video. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.